Liney, come on. Come on, Liney. Good boy. Good boy. Check out my new coffee mug. I got it for Christmas. I'm going to try not to break it. Linus! Good boy. Good boy, Huckleberry. You're the best. I have the whole herd together. All my does are bred. Josie's almost dry. I'm only milking her about every 36 hours. Gonna knock that back to about 48 hours, and then probably after that I'll just quit milking. So I just thought I would try. Come on, Josie. Come on, Butte. I would try putting everybody together during the day. Good. Josie, Butte, Alf, Sunday. Where are you? Normally I would just let them saunter along and clean stuff up along the edges of the road as we go, but I actually have somewhere I need to be this morning, so I need to get them moved more quickly. They're so happy though. I hate to move them. Oh, my beautiful brown goats. Look at you, Linus. You're just so happy, aren't you? Linus and Huckleberry have been on hay since about October, so they're just so thrilled to be out here on the land getting some good stuff. So happy. And they're being so gentle with the girls. That was something I was concerned about when I put my goats all together. I normally don't run the bucks with the does, but I just thought it might make my life a little bit easier and it'd be better for them as well. So far they've all been pretty good. I spent a lot of time out in the pasture with them yesterday, and they were all pretty calm and chill. So, and I'm separating them at night because the girls still need the good hay at night, and the boys really don't. Well, Alf does. He's living with the does, but Huckleberry and Linus don't need the alfalfa and stuff, so they're going to a separate pen at night, but I can let them all run together during the day, hopefully, if everyone continues to behave themselves. All right, are you girls done? Are you ready to go? So I put hay feeders down here. These are just really temporary. I'm not sure. I may have to make them sturdier. I'm not sure if the goats will tear them up or not, but basically they're just welded wire frame. This is just welded wire fencing, and I just tied it to T-posts. The idea is, hi Huckleberry, oh, stop pulling on my hood, you rascal. The idea is I can move them. This is a hog lot, and so I've been feeding them hay on the ground, but I really don't like doing that because parasites are an issue when you do that, and also they just waste a lot of hay that way. But I'm hoping with this system I can just pull these T-posts out and move the hay feeders once they get a decent layer of hay on the ground here, and I'll just move them through this bare earth here, and it will put a nice layer of mulch on this soil, and that will stop erosion and also will give a better environment for if we decide to put some seed down or whatever we end up doing down here. So that's the idea. They seem pretty peaceful. I wasn't sure how they would do. I made these feeders really long, but I thought I might have to add a third one so that everyone would get a chance to eat. But so far they seem to be eating together pretty happily, so hopefully the 2 feeders will be enough. I just wanted something that would be really simple and easy for me to move, and that also didn't cost anything. So this was all just materials that we had laying around extra. You don't want, when you're putting hay on the ground, you don't want a super thick layer like this stuff here where I fed. This is really almost too much hay. If you get too much on the ground, it's gonna keep the plant matter from actually growing. But you want a nice thin layer, like, really, this is about right, I feel like, just as a mulch. So, you know, stuff can grow through it, but it's just kind of protecting the soil and adding an extra layer of protection there from the elements. And as it breaks down, obviously it's going to be enriching the ground as well. I've noticed this a lot with Alf since I put him in. He seems like he kind of breaks up the fights of the does, and just sort of, I don't know, they just seem a little bit more calm and peaceful together since I put him in with the herd. So I don't know, it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how the dynamic develops, you know, now that I have 2 bucks and a wether in here. And obviously I'm going to keep my eyes out for signs of bullying and aggression, but so far they seem to be okay. You know, a lot of the aggression and bullying is going to happen, you know, in the shelters, and that's when it really gets dangerous because they can get pinned against a wall or something, and I try to have setups to make that less of a risk, but I feel like that's when you're mostly going to see the bullying and the aggression get really nasty, is when they're in the shelters. So that's another reason why I'm keeping my boys separate at night. Interestingly enough, I'll have to, another day when I have more time, I'll show you the pond area that they've been working on. But you know, they walk down there and there's hardly anything actually green down there, but they must be getting a significant amount of feed from there, because my boys hardly ate any of their hay last night. I noticed that they were right back up at the gate shortly after I fed them, and then this morning when I went out there, I noticed they still had hay in their feeder. So they must have gotten a significant amount to eat last night, or yesterday rather, to make them not want to eat all of their hay. So I thought that was really interesting. Obviously the does, you know, they're pregnant, so Huckleberry, be nice. So they need more nutrition. So I took everyone's collars off and just stuck them in my pocket here, and I'm going to just leave their collars off until they get their pecking order worked out really well, which will probably be a couple weeks, just because I don't like the idea of horns getting caught in a collar, especially if I'm not there. Her feet are hurting her a little bit this morning. The ground's really wet and she doesn't like standing in this mud. Her feet are bothering her. I worked on them last night, but I think I need to probably do a little bit more work on them. Yeah. You're a little sore this morning, aren't you? I'm sorry. Another good thing about having them out in the woods like this is if you're having hoof issues, you can get them off of the wet, swampy ground and get them out. I mean, down there, you know, the ground is still wet, but there's not a lot of mud because it hasn't been churned up. So it's just really good for the hoof issues to get them out and onto some fresh ground. I think she's enjoying the sympathy. Are you enjoying the sympathy? Yeah. Hi, Butte. You want to get in on the love too? Hi. You gonna come over and say hello? Hi, babe. There's Butte. Nah, don't pull my hair now. Don't pull my hair. Ouch! That's why I can't grow my hair out. Keep pulling it. Oh, I know I love you too. I do. I think you're nice. Josie and Huckleberry. He's back there somewhere. I don't know where he is. They're the 2 goats I've had the longest. They were my trial and error goats. I had to learn a lot of things the hard way, which means they had to suffer with me sometimes. But yep, I got them in 2018, I guess. Butte is the poster child for Damray's kids are never friendly and sweet. Yeah, right. It was just so interesting. I was, out with them a lot yesterday, just watching Josie and Huckleberry work the land. They're just, it's easy to tell that they've been out here for the longest, because they just really do. They kind of walk into a situation, size things up, they go through and sample a lot of different things and figure out where the best forage is. And a lot of the other goats just follow their lead, because goats really do learn from each other. If you teach something to one goat, usually the others will pick it up just by watching. And I need to head back up the hill because I got stuff I gotta do today. I love doing this kind of stuff. This is like one of my favorite parts of goat keeping, is getting them out on the land and watching them interact with each other. I feel like I learn so much when I'm out here, hanging out with them, just observing their behavior. Pick up my lead rope. I didn't end up needing it today, but I always, when I'm moving goats around, especially goats that don't have collars, I like to take a rope with me just in case. And I'm jingling now. I am Josie. I got her bell in my pocket. Tuck that in there. Just in case I need to catch or corral or tie somebody up or whatever. You guys be good. Have fun. Eat lots of weeds. Also, actually this is not too bad, but yesterday I spent a lot of time down here watching the goats. That was setting up the hay feeders and stuff, and I had several inches of mud caked on my boots, and when I got home at night I was sore. My legs and my lower back were like, they weren't pain, it was like muscle pain. I was like, well, I guess I basically gave myself a leg workout carrying however many pounds of mud around on my shoes all day. Walking up and down this hill and walking through that pen. That's pretty hilly too, so I actually got a pretty good workout yesterday. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.